guitarist Steve Cropper, whose contributions as an instrumentalist, songwriter, and producer left a permanent mark on Memphis soul music and American popular music at large. Passed away at the age of 84, his son Cameron confirmed. Cropper was widely recognized for the subtle brilliance of his guitar work, which, while often understated, provided the backbone for some of the most enduring soul and R&B recordings of the 20th century. He was a musician who understood the true power of restraint and the art of supporting a song rather than overshadowing it, an approach that allowed his work to resonate far beyond the walls of the studio. His name became synonymous with the sound of Stax Records, the Memphis label that transformed the music industry in the 1960s by nurturing an interracial roster of talent and producing records that transcended racial and cultural boundaries during a tumultuous period in American history. Cropper's influence reached countless artists, from contemporaries in soul and R&B to successive generations of rock, blues, and pop musicians who drew inspiration from his economical, precise, and deeply expressive style. Born in 1941 in Dora, Missouri, Cropper moved to Memphis, Tennessee with his family at an early age. Memphis, already a crossroads of musical innovation, provided a fertile environment for a young musician with ambition and curiosity. The city was a place where the blues, gospel, rhythm and blues, and early rock and roll all converged, creating a unique musical culture that encouraged experimentation and cross-genre innovation. Cropper's early exposure to these traditions shaped his musical sensibility, helping him develop a style that prioritized melody, groove, and timing over technical showmanship. As a teenager, he began playing guitar, immersing himself in the records of blues masters, jazz players, and early rock pioneers. He learned to listen closely to each song, understanding how a single note or chord could complement the emotional trajectory of the music, a philosophy that would inform his approach for decades to come. Even at a young age, it was clear that Cropper possessed a rare combination of technical skill and musical intuition, an ability to anticipate the needs of a song and provide exactly what was required, whether that meant a subtle rhythmic accent, a melodic riff, or a precise solo. Cropper's career truly began to flourish when he joined the instrumental ensemble Booker T and the MGs, a group that would become the house band for Stax Records. Alongside Booker T. Jones on organ, Donald Duck Dunn on bass, and Al Jackson Jr. on drums, Cropper helped create a sound that was immediately recognizable and deeply influential. The group's 1962 hit Green Onions exemplified their approach, a track built around a hypnotic organ riff, a tight rhythm section, and Cropper's understated, yet perfectly timed guitar lines. In this piece, as in countless others, Cropper demonstrated his philosophy of economy in music. Every note was purposeful. There was no excess, yet the result was compelling, emotive, and instantly memorable. Booker T and the MGs not only defined the sound of Stax Records, but also helped shape the larger landscape of American soul music, providing a template for how instrumental ensembles could support vocalists while achieving success on their own. The group's ability to blend precision with spontaneity, structure with groove, was a testament to the musicians' collective sensibility, and Cropper's role was central to that achievement. His guitar was at once a guiding force and a responsive companion, a bridge between rhythm and melody that elevated every performance. Beyond his work with Booker T and the MGs, Cropper was intimately involved with some of the greatest soul singers of his era. He played on, produced, or co-wrote tracks for Otis Redding, Wilson Pickett, Sam and Dave, Rufus and Carla Thomas, and Eddie Floyd, among others. His touch on each recording was distinctive yet adaptive. He could tailor his playing to the emotional tenor of the singer, reinforcing lyrical themes and enhancing vocal phrasing. Cropper's work with Otis Redding is perhaps among the most celebrated. Tracks like Sittin' on the Dock of the Bay and These Arms of Mine showcase Cropper's mastery of subtle musical storytelling. His guitar lines were never intrusive, yet they provided a compelling harmonic and rhythmic foundation that allowed Redding's voice to soar. Cropper understood that great guitar work was not about domination, but about complementing the broader musical vision. In collaboration with songwriters and producers, he refined the sound of Stax Records, helping craft records that were both commercially successful and artistically innovative. The label's commitment to nurturing talent across racial lines also meant that Cropper's work contributed to an important cultural dialogue. As Stax became a site of integration in a deeply segregated society, the music he helped create reached audiences across the country and around the world, resonating not only for its technical skill, but for its profound emotional depth and accessibility. Mojo. The British music magazine recognized Cropper's enduring influence in 1996, naming him the second greatest guitarist of all time, behind only Jimi Hendrix. The publication praised his ability to serve the song above all else, noting his metronome-crisp timing, deadly accurate chops, earth-moving bottom-line riffs, sharp, nasty little licks, and grace notes. This assessment encapsulates the essence of Cropper's musicianship. While many guitarists of his generation sought to dazzle with speed, complexity, or flamboyance, Cropper built his reputation on a different kind of mastery: precision, intuition, and the ability to enhance every song he touched. His solos never outstayed their welcome, yet they were memorable. His rhythms never overwhelmed, yet they propelled the music forward with a subtle power. These qualities not only made him a sought-after studio musician, but also set a standard for generations of guitarists who followed, influencing players in soul, R&B, rock, and beyond. Cropper's guitar work exemplified the idea that restraint can be as compelling as virtuosity, that listening, sensitivity, and timing can produce a form of musical expression as potent as any flamboyant solo. The story of Steve Cropper is inseparable from the history of Stax Records itself. The label, founded by Jim Stewart and Estelle Axton, became a hub for talent that might otherwise have been overlooked by the mainstream music industry. Cropper's role extended beyond performance. He was often involved in production, songwriting, and engineering, contributing to a collaborative environment that prized both creativity and professionalism. This meant that Cropper was not merely an instrumentalist, but a shaper of sound, someone who could influence the direction of a recording at every level. His work with Wilson Pickett, for example, included co-writing and producing tracks that fused raw energy with refined musicality, creating recordings that have stood the test of time. Similarly, Cropper's collaborations with Sam and Dave yielded songs with unforgettable grooves, catchy hooks, and emotional resonance, all of which were enhanced by his precise and thoughtful guitar contributions. Cropper's fingerprints are everywhere in the Stax catalog, a testament to his multifaceted talents and the respect he commanded among his peers. Cropper's influence was not limited to the studio. He also performed live, both with Booker T and the MGs and with other artists, demonstrating an ability to translate the intricate, subtle qualities of studio work to the stage. His stage presence was understated but commanding, a reflection of his overall approach to music. The focus was always on the song, the performance, and the collective experience, rather than personal display. Audiences were captivated not by ostentatious flourishes, but by the seamless integration of guitar, organ, bass, and drums, each instrument supporting the others and contributing to a sound that was greater than the sum of its parts. Cropper's live performances, like his studio work, exemplified the principle that mastery lies in service, in listening, and in enhancing the musical conversation.